After that, we'll have questions for the student athletes. Once we're done with those guys, we'll dismiss them and we'll have questions for Coach Bray. If you have a question, we have a couple microphone holders. Just wait for them and then give your name and your outlet before you ask your question. So, Coach, if you want to start with an opening statement.
I'm extremely proud of my team and, to get here, and I thought we put ourselves in position. You got to give credit to Carolina. We took that 1-point lead, and they really answered it like men, and we didn't have much left. They wore us down a little bit with their depth and their front line, and they shot the heck out of the ball. You got to hope that they miss a few, but I loved how we went at them, and we gave them everything we had. My hat's off to them. They're really playing well. I think they're playing the best of anybody left.
Questions for the student athletes. We'll start up front here at the end.
Zach Drapkin, Vavel.com. VJ and Demetrius, is there any consolation in being named to the all-tournament team?
Start with VJ.
No, not really. We were at this exact same spot last year. This one hurts just a little bit more, because we got back here again, and, we're really not worried about individual accolades or anything like that. So.
Demetrius?
One thing, I'm really proud of VJ, the way he stepped up this postseason. I've known VJ for a long time, and to see him just do what he did this postseason is really good. And going into senior year, I think that was huge, and is going to help emerge him into a better leader and a better player.
Okay, any other questions up here in the second row?
Greg Logan of Newsday for Demetrius. In the second half, when Meeks got going early in the second half, how did that affect you guys defensively the rest of the way when they could post up like that inside?
He's a great player, and he makes great moves inside. So we just had to come down and dig a little bit more. And he made some tough shots, and we tip our hats to him. And best of luck to them.
All right, we have one in row 4. Is that correct? Yep, go ahead.
Stephen Demetrius, David Haas, Chicago Tribune. Could you just talk about what the game plan was offensively in terms of taking time off the shot clock, and how much of that was tried to minimize possessions for Carolina?
Yeah, we definitely wanted to try to slow it down a little bit, but get great shots every time, and I think we did that, in the first half a little bit, and we were in a pretty good rhythm offensively, and second half I think we did a lot of the similar stuff, but we were attacking a little bit more. But they did a great job, defending for a full 40 minutes, and you got to give them credit.
Yeah, they did a great job, and we just wanted to play at our tempo, and they did a good job of executing what they wanted to do defensively. So we just went out and gave it all we had, and just came up short.
Do we have any other questions for the student athlete? Yep, Shannon, staying in row 4.
Shannon Ryan, Chicago Tribune. Demetrius, you kind of had a moment there at the end with Zach. Could you just share what you said or what that moment was like for you?
Yeah, just giving him a hug, just because he's put so much into the program, and he's really poured his heart and soul into it. And so, as a senior and that being his last game at the university, just trying to give him a hug.
All right, back here to the front row.
Zach Drapkin, Vavel.com. North Carolina was hounding the boards. Did you guys try to make any adjustments down the stretch to try to limit that?
Let's go with Steve first.
Yeah, that's kind of what they're known for, crashing and getting offensive rebounds. But, we just try to block out, fly into the glass. They bring in 4 big guys, and, they're really good at that. So you give them credit for staying on the backboards. And, we try to keep them off the glass, and they were able to get a couple good looks.
Any other questions for the student athlete? Yep, over here on the other side of the curtain here, row 1. Go ahead, Aaron.
Demetrius, Aaron Bracey from the AP. Did you guys, as well as you guys played in the first half, you were still down 5. What was the feeling coming out of the locker room?
We've been in a bunch of different positions this year, so we felt good, felt confident still, and we just wanted to give ourselves a chance to win. And I'm really proud of the effort our team gave, and they're a great team, and so we tip our hat to them. But I'm really proud of just the effort we gave as a whole.
Okay, any other questions for the student athletes? All right, we'll dismiss them at this time. Thanks, you guys. Thanks on a great season. Congratulations. Quick note before we start with questions for Coach. Notre Dame locker room will be open until 11:35. I have 11:12 on my clock right now, so 11:35. So we'll start with questions for Coach Bray. Start at the end of, is that row 4? I think row 5, and then we'll go to you, Bob. So go ahead.
Kevin Treslini, DelawareOnline.com. Hey, Mike, you talked yesterday just about how good North Carolina was. When you guys hit them with that 12-0 run, did that almost serve to kind of bring the best out of them, did you see?
I thought the way they answered that run was, championship level. We've hit people with runs like that, and then it's been game situations down the stretch. I think Page hit a runner after we took the lead, and they were great. Again, they've got a great vibe about them right now.
Okay, down here in front.
Why were you so hesitant down the stretch to foul on that long North Carolina possession from 2:30 to 1:30?
Because it was over. It was over. Our guys were exhausted too.
Okay, yep. Patrick on the other side of the aisle, yep.
Mike, during that run, that was right after they put Pinson back in, and it seemed like he was really active throughout a lot of that. What sort of a difference did he make in that stretch?
Well, I think because, we were playing small, they adjusted and didn't have two big guys on the court a lot of times, and he was able to play like a four-man and guard a Beecham or a Vastoria. The problem is, on the other end, he's hard to keep off the backboard. Whether he's playing 3 or 4, he's an active. They just have a lot of trampolining guys that can keep the ball alive, and we just couldn't secure that first miss, and that hurt us.
I will stay on row 4 at the end of the aisle.
Mike, it's Mark Bradley from Atlanta. They, when you took the lead, they scored on 19 of their last 20 possessions. You ever seen anything like that in the regional final?
Yeah, I'm sitting there thinking they got to miss one. Is Bryce Johnson, can he miss one? Can he just help us a little bit? But I don't know if I've ever experienced that because we burned in the first half and really controlled tempo, and we called timeout when they went up on us, and we played our two big guys. We started playing, and Bonzi, we post them and we get the lead, and you're thinking this is going down to the wire, and we won it going down to the wire, but I give them credit, man. They just were, and they got every 50-50 ball. And again, I think their bodies were fresher because they play some more guys. And, Demetrius Jackson couldn't come out of the game tonight, and he was unbelievable, but he was also exhausted.
We'll stay in row 4 a little further down. Go
Mike,
ahead.
just what was your mindset before the game going in offensively to try to, you used to call it the burn?
Yeah, we were in it. We were in it. You saw it. We were grinding that thing, single digits on the clock, ball screening then for Demetrius or Matt Farrell. I thought we did a good job of getting VJ in a ball screen because they had a big on him. So we tried to get him up in a ball screen because they were playing two bigs at the time. And, we were right. I loved where we were at halftime. Again, we had a hard time stopping them, but we're flowing a little bit. The possessions were down. But then in the second half, once you go down a couple possessions, you're not holding the ball anymore. So we played our main lineup, and we started attacking, and that helped us physically in the paint a little bit against them. And I love that we took the lead, but, man, did they punch us back. And, again, I take my hat off to them.
Back up here in front.
Zach Drapkin, Vavel.com. Zach really seemed to struggle tonight. Was that a testament to the North Carolina bigs, or did you see anything different from him in particular?
He had a tough night. I feel for him. We don't get to this game without him, and I know he feels bad. He had an unbelievable year for us. The foul trouble probably hurt him and never really got him into a rhythm. He sat the whole half. Maybe I should have put him back in with 2 fouls just so he could feel the game a little bit. But when we're getting big-time defensive rebounds, it's usually that guy getting them, and he didn't get as many tonight. It was a tough night for him, but, again, we're not this far without what Zach gave us this season.
Any more questions for Coach? All right, Shannon, go ahead in row 4.
Mike, could you just kind of put the season into context? Obviously, big accomplishment going back to back over
Yeah.
8s, but falling short again. What that means.
You know what I told our guys? And I went back to the locker room last year in Cleveland after the Kentucky game, and I said, I remember saying it was an honor to coach you, And I remember walking out of that locker room thinking, I wonder, I won't ever feel the same about a team like I did that team last year. And I felt better about this group because they were unbelievably coachable. Our leadership grew in areas I didn't think we could grow, Demetrius Jackson especially. And they had expectations. You know, they were supposed to be pretty good, and people were coming off the ACC championship, Elite Eight. Last year's team, we were 15 and 17. They had no pressure. They could just play. And I just told them, I said, I can't. You were better than them. You were tougher than them, and I never thought I'd say that. So, you know, we've got a lot of guys coming back. You know, it was a fabulous run for us. We've got a lot of guys coming back that have won in this tournament and feel it's what we should do. And I love that characteristic of our program right now.
Do we have one more? We have one more? Yep, Mike, we'll do that one, and then we'll dismiss Coach.
Coach, I may have answered this. I apologize. I got here late, but they went inside early in the second half, and I wondered if that kind of disrupted what you were had tried to do.
Yeah, I mean, we were playing a smaller lineup and hoping we could hold them off. You know, once they got a couple possession lead, we put Bonzi in there for Matt Farrell, and that helped us. We made the run and took the lead. You know, we were able to guard them a little bit better in the post with two big guys in. But as I said earlier before you came in, I mean, how they answered our 1-point lead was championship level stuff. I take my hat off to them. They made every big play.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Let's get healthy.
Yeah, we're good.
Once again, the Notre Dame